Today's guest on Mindful Leaders is Stephany Sanossian. Born in Aleppo, Syria, to Armenian parents with ancestral roots from Aintab, Stephany is an artist with a background in design. She left Syria to pursue her studies and passion in Barcelona, after which she settled in Dubai. Stephany's life journey as an artist is a testament to her passion for and dedication to tradition combined with innovation. Her artwork interlaces the charm of Middle Eastern and Armenian art with contemporary flavors, complexities, and perspectives. Her collages and installations have gained global recognition and are showcased in exhibitions and pavilions worldwide. In this episode, we discuss the role of collective memories, her objective in using art to encourage dialogue and raise awareness, the greater importance of human connections, and her vision for a more authentic and meaningful life. Stephany, wonderful to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Likewise.
You wear so many different hats, but primarily it's like you're a designer by day and an artist by night. On Instagram, you have almost 19,000 followers. You're active on blockchain. I'm just thinking, what is this person's objective? What is she seeking in life?
Should I reply to this? Yeah. I think right now I'm seeking to make good art. Art with a cause, art with direction, art with a message, rather than just doing stuff like I used to do before. Or I don't know, maybe this is where I am right now. So it's like making art that it is with full intention with what I really want, rather than what the society needs or what my community needs. So this is where I am right now. I'm being selfish, but there's no but. I'm being selfish and full sentence, but this is where I am right now.
And what is that? I mean, what is it when you say to be me? What is that? What is it? What brings you that pleasure?
Yeah, I came to realization to this point, like, because when I started doing collages, I don't know, maybe 5 years or 6. I don't know when I started, but like I used to bring different elements, different characters from different timelines to the hometown, to the country where I grew up in, where I spent my childhood in, to make the world see that there is this hometown, there's this area in my life, and like, look, this is where I come from. And after that, I think I got a satisfaction from there as well. But after that, I switched my approach. I was like, okay, now I need to get out of something from my hometown and show it to the world in an installation rather than digital. Rather than collage. So it was for me, like, this is where I come to realization that there was a transition. Very, very, very easily, I can say that. And right now I'm in the phase, okay, so I did that, like I did the game, and right now, okay, where does Stephany stand? Where is she right now? Right now I'm in this area where I think we all are, we're like discovering ourselves every day through art, through design, through your work, to your career, to your personal life. It's a journey, no?
I'm not sure if everybody is aware that they're actually in that, they have these transitional phases, because we do go on some kind of an autopilot, right, in our lives. But you've had the privilege to be able to discover these different chapters in your life. When you're describing your art, the first thing I remember is when I was sifting through the different work that you have. And where you grew up was Syria, and you have these very post and pre-war Syria, and then you have all these different characters, like a Disney character in there. And I'm thinking, I'm wondering if this kind of an artwork is helping the West, people in the West understand what's happening in the Middle East, for instance. Yeah. Was that your intention? I mean, initially, is to raise that kind of awareness, or was it just?
I hope so. Yeah. I hope so, but at the same time, for me, it was like, because we're all busy with our lives, like, I don't know how we're fully aware of what's happening, for example, in Sudan. So when I started that, when I was in Barcelona, and I was like, okay, I'm from Aleppo, Syria. I'm Syrian Armenian. But like, out of 10 people, who would know where is Armenia on the map? Who would know where is Syria? They've heard Syria because of the war. They heard Armenia because of, for example, Kim Kardashian. But they don't know our culture. They don't know how rich culture we have, you know. And I took it on me. I was like, okay, I love art, I love design. Hi, I'm Stephany. You come from a very good background, but hello, I come from a very rich background as well. So why not showing it?
Yeah.
I think it was, for me, it was a challenge. Like right now, when I see it, when I remember it, like, how come you don't know where I'm from? You know, like we grow up learning about the West. Why they don't learn about us too? That was my question.
Yeah. You, talking about Syria, obviously, you know, you grew up there and you have these childhood memories.
Yeah.
And they weren't necessarily always pleasant. Like, I don't know if I haven't met anybody that's had a perfectly perfect childhood. But, you know, obviously you've been able to use the good and the bad in the work that you do. Do you feel that we are, the trauma that we've seen as a people actually is a force for good in what we do?
I think nostalgia, we take nostalgia as a good thing, but I don't know if it's a fully positive thing, because we as humans, we polish our, we make it like, okay, wow, we had a very good old days. We always, like old days, it's all good days. Yeah. But are we really honest with that? I don't know. Well, yeah, I had a great childhood, of course, yeah, but I don't know if it's, I don't like to polish, I don't know if the polish is the right word, but like, I don't, even with my art, I don't want to make a statement like, hey, okay, Syria is like this dystopia place, that everything is great, perfect. Or even Armenia, or everywhere, you know, but that's human life. Like, you have the good and you have the bad. I don't know if I answered this, but yeah, my point is, through my art, I don't think my message is to make wherever I come from, wherever my background is from, is like, hey, this is 100% nice. No, it's like we have good and we have bad, right?
And what about your parents? Your grandparents, yeah. They were survivors of the genocide? Or no, your great-grandparents were?
Yeah, they are from Aintab. They came to Aleppo and stayed there. Yeah. And my mom's side, they went to Lebanon. Right. So my mom is Lebanese Armenian and my father is Syrian Armenian.
Right. And do you, I think about the different types of layers of challenges that we may not have faced personally ourselves, but we've heard the stories and the narratives from school, from the community, from the parents even, said or unsaid stories sometimes. Do you, and then I'm just thinking, do you have any emotions that you feel that have been unresolved from your background?
I guess we all do have that. I remember I went to Aintab with my parents, and for me it was like, okay, you know, like, this is where we are from, partially. Like, even when I go to Istanbul, like, we were there, you know, and yes, there are questions that they are unanswered, and I hope that we come to an answer in our journey, you know. I don't know, right now I cannot answer because I haven't dived in that much into that matter, but yeah, I think there's a collective trauma around it that we don't usually talk about it, or even in the schools or in our communities. We talk about the stories, we repeat the same stories, but there is no room for, like, okay, what are we going to do with this, what this generation is going to bring to the table, you know, like, how are we solving stuff? I don't know. I don't want to get into politics, but this is not politics. I'm talking about the feelings, the traumas, the stories, like, what can we do better? I don't know if these questions are being raised in schools, and I hope that they should do something about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, schools, I recall during the 2020 war in Artsakh, I would ask my own children, like, you know, are you speaking about what you're feeling, or, you know, your classmate whose brother is at war, are they able to express themselves? Is there a safe space where they can actually, you know, and he had mentioned that they rarely do. They do speak about certain facts of history, but not necessarily about, you know, the dialectic or the mutual dialogue of sharing that. And that's why I feel that perhaps there is that sense of a collective unresolved sense.
Yeah.
And but you tend to do a lot of that. You know, it's everybody finds its venue of how to resolve it in their own way. Maybe you do it through your art, you know, in your own studio. The work that you do with different clients, obviously, that's not necessarily personal for you, but it is part of the work that of a creative person.
But I feel there is a room to do more as an individuals and as a community, and we don't often do that. This is what I feel.
What would you recommend? Like when we say doing more?
Do more talks, do more workshops, talk about it and find solutions.
Mm-hmm. Feedback. Feedback is always very difficult to receive.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we even through dialogue, we tend to try to have some constructive dialogue, but it's always very difficult when the opinion is very different. You're in the public eye quite a bit with the work that you do, at least from, you know, I mean, I've seen the different, you know, platforms where I see your work and the different interviews that you've given. But you're also in a vulnerable position because when you're in the public limelight, or even, you know, in the face of people, they tend to criticize.
Yeah.
How do you handle that kind of feedback or any kind of, you know, sometimes malicious comments?
I used to be, I think, very aggressive, honestly. I think till now, but like right now I'm more like relaxed, let's say, because I'm more sure of who I am as a person or as an artist. Like when I was 2-3 years ago, when someone used to say, "Oh, I don't understand what you do." This is like this is my everyday. When I meet people, this is what they say. "Oh, I don't understand what you do." Okay, like ask me. But
right.
You know, like it's like the way that you approach stuff, the way that you say stuff. For me, is like this is when it gets aggressive. But like if you were, I think being soft is nicer. There's a spot that like you can be soft and tell how you feel about the artwork, rather than just being straight, you know. Right now I'm more like, okay, let's have a dialogue. Okay, what don't you understand about this? And ask me questions. I think questions are a good start of conversation. Like, okay, tell me more about it. Why did you use pink, for example? Why did you use this person, for example? And I would start explaining.
Do you feel like you can actually go to certain people to release certain emotions? I mean, we could have aggression, we could have a very sense of a defensive state. Or do you have an inner circle that you can rely on to you know, support you, to help you go through the wave of emotions?
Yeah, I think this comes from my childhood. I always intend, yes, it's the right word, to have a very good inner circle of friends. Because friends are your first row, like if life is a cinema, okay, this is very poetic, but like your life is, everyone is watching it, okay, and everyone, but like the first row is the most important. The first row is like family and the closest people to your heart. And if they're honest with you and they know you and like they accept who you are, I think that's a very good start. Other than that, I really believe in mentorship as well, and I always have this room of professionals and asking them, seeing how they do stuff, because life is give and take. I don't know what they're taking from me. Of course, there's something to take, but like, you know what I mean. So yeah, I have my friends for like personal stuff, and even like when I do art, I send it to 1, 2, 3, like my parents, my friend. I love opinions. I'm very open to receive their feedback,
as long as it's not malicious or vicious.
Yeah.
You say family, and I recall when we were talking a few months back, we were talking about role models.
Yeah.
You know, who's your role model? And, you know, through different life chapters, we may have very different role models. That when we're young, it's different. When we're in our teenage or young adult life. You mentioned something about your father.
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
For me, my father is like, I think, I don't want to generalize, but like everyone's first role model is their parents or like someone in the family, right? Because you wake up seeing them, you sleep seeing them, and it's like you're literally seeing them 24/7. It's not like someone on TV, someone in the journals, you're seeing them. So like my father is like every day he wakes up at 5:30, he has this routine. I call it routine of success. Like, okay, this man, it's like his workaholic, but it's his thing. He likes it that way. So I don't bother telling him, oh, Dad, you need to take. He's loving what he does, you know. And this, I think, what keeps pushing me, you know, like seeing him working very hard, raise question in me, okay, you can do more, you know. You can do whatever you want if you wake up early.
5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But you know, I think about that generation who actually was very disciplined in the way they manage their lives, and some still do. And then I look at the generation Z, for instance, who, you know, for them, just a little bit more effort is not worth it. You know?
I don't think so. Sorry, I cut you off. I don't think that. I think each one of them has their own way of doing stuff. Like, okay, me and my father were very close, and like sometimes he questioned my stuff, that the way that I do my work, you know, like, how come you're doing this? How come you're doing that? Like, okay, you wake up at 5:30. It's your routine. I'm not questioning it, you know. You do you, and let me be. Give me a room to be who I am. So it's like, again, conversation.
Right. And do you feel that there is a lack of that conversation between the different generations?
Yeah.
So it's like if I work in a corporation, right, and the new generation actually comes in, they have very specific conditions, you know, the hours that they want to work or don't work, you know, the fact of having a more relaxed, not putting more effort, or if they do effort, it's more of the quality, not the quantity, you know, and it's just a very different way of.
But at the end of the day, they are delivering their tasks, right? They're doing their job.
I hope so.
Yes, let's say. So they're doing their job. Like, why are you going to take in? Why are you going to work extra hours if you can you do your work? You know.
Yeah.
I'm with Gen Z. I'm always with the younger gen. I'm always with the new rather than the old.
Right.
That's why I think if we're going to change subject here, that's why I tried NFTs. Like, people ask me, oh, where are the NFTs? Where are the NFTs now? And then they start laughing, ha ha ha, NFT is dead. Yes, NFT is dead right now, but people made money, and people now they are billionaires, of blockchain billionaires. You know, it's because they grasped the new technology and they succeeded in it.
What are the new technologies that you're using now, that you see in the foreseeable future?
Blockchain is coming back right now. It's in that area, but right now, as Stephany, I'm going back into the studio, where this is where I am right now. So I'm not in I love, for example, ChatGPT, AI. I'm using that, but like me as a staff right now, I'm working with my hands. Let's say I'm more into craftsmanship rather than the technology. But I tried that like the past 2 previous years, and it was great. It was a great experience. I don't know if I will go back right now, but I had fun. And if we're not having fun, then why are you going to do it, right?
I agree. I mean, it's important to talking about fun. I mean, it's nice to hear that you are trying to find a way to be happy, whether it's a fulfillment or. Yet I tend, maybe I'm a pessimist, or I'm not a pessimist, but I do see a lot more people that are miserable. And it's funny because we're at a generation where we have access to so many more things than previous generations. Yet we're much more either depressed or more miserable. I'm trying to, with different guests, trying to understand why is that. In your opinion, why is that?
This is what we were discussing earlier with my friends. Like, the amount of technology that we have right now, for us, it's like you can literally work on your phone. Like 5 years ago, I used to use my laptop, for example, 15 hours a day. But right now, it's maximum 2 hours, because like technology, it's amazing for me, the idea of it, and I just want to see more, because I'm sure like after 20 years, imagine what will happen. For me, it's like I'm more optimistic about it if we know how to use the internet, the technology.
Right.
So for us, it's way harder rather than, for example, Gen Z, Gen X, everyone else, because they grew up with it. For us, it's new. So that's why we don't know how to embrace it. This is our problem, I guess.
I would say embracing it is one thing, but also not forgetting the human connection that is just as important, then just as important as the virtual connection, but the social connection is just as important. And I think it's a matter to try to balance both of them so that you don't go into the rabbit hole of just being individual. And we could tend to be selfish that way, right? We just think of the me, as opposed to how do I do to help, to be there for others, and not necessarily through the virtual platform.
Exactly, because right now I think, again, I think it's our generation. Like, for example, you have YouTubers or influencers that they have 1 million, 2 million followers, and on screen they're amazing. But like when you go one-to-one, they're like very
introvert or
well, I don't know. They're very safe in their room, but once they go out of the house, they're like, okay, I need to go back. I think this is what you're talking about, right?
More or less, yeah. I mean, it's. I just find that I see less of that connection. I mean, as being social animals, that we do need that sense of connectivity, of knowing that we can be there for others and reciprocate or receive that from others as well. The support. I mean, if I'm in trouble, I would love to know that I've got a few people that I can count on, not just people that I've virtually met or have been connecting with, who can also be there for me wholeheartedly, genuinely, with no judgment, and not necessarily tell me what the solution is, just to be there in the difficult times. You seem to know, it's an assumption obviously, but so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But you seem to have a clear sense of what you want. I mean, I say this because you visualize how you see yourself in the next 2-3 years, whether it's this art show or it's a particular event that you want to be at, or a specific standard of artist. So you have a tendency of manifesting and visualizing this as much as you can, right? I'm just thinking, for a person who has no clue as to what they want to do in life, they're not an artist, they're not an opera singer, and they're still discovering themselves, what advice would you give them?
Go out there.
What does that mean?
Like, plan and go out there. Like, just get out of your bubble, and forget about your ego. No, I was discussing this the other 2 days ago with my friend. I think the most successful people, they don't care about their ego. They are just there to reach their goals, and that's stuck in my head. It's the truth.
But if I don't have a goal, I'm stuck. I don't know. I mean, I'm confused as to, like,
I don't believe in this.
Tell me.
I really don't believe that there is a human being that they don't like anything, or they don't have a goal. Like, no. What's the purpose then? No? Just like breathing air, breathing in.
Right. But if you don't know, if that's something that brings you passion,
then do a brainstorm session. YouTube, again, technology is there. Google. How do I find a dream? I don't know.
Right.
Like, this is the thing. We have everything right now. So why not? Like, for me, it's easier right now to reach your goal rather than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, But right now, at the same time, it's harder because everyone has the same tools. And like, if you don't reach over there, maybe you're saying, okay, what did I do wrong? But at the same time, it's the journey as well. So when you asked about it, I plan, and I'm very clear with myself. Like, for example, the 2024, I have 2 exhibitions. I need to make X amount of art. So how am I going to reach there? So planning the big image and the small image. I don't know if the image is the right word. Like the plan, the big and small, and be very realistic. So I think, like, I wasn't very realistic earlier in my stages. I was like, yes, I want this and I want that. But at the end of the day, no, you need to be realistic with your goals as well.
Yeah, I speak to a lot of people who are, younger generation, who are either in their late teens or their early 20s, and a lot of them actually tell me, as long as I can make a lot of money, I'll be happy. You know, I mean, is that a goal? You know, or if I'm famous, if I'm famous, that if I've reached a certain level of fame, then I'm successful. Is that what success or
maybe like right? Maybe I'm just saying it out loud. Maybe like 30 years ago, being a doctor was the thing.
Right.
And right now, being the influencer is the thing. But like, if we're all sick right now, who's going to?
Right.
Where are you going? You're not going to the influencer. No, you're going to the doctor. So we need doctors as well. So maybe be a doctor and then go to the fame, or like do whatever you want in life, reach there and then go. But like at the same time, if they want to make money, if they want to make lots of bucks, why not? Why are we judging them for being superficial? You know, let them be. You want to make lots of, okay, go make lots of money. Show me how to do it. You know, so that's why I'm always with the young people.
Yeah, yeah. You come and go to Armenia once in a while throughout the year. You're based in Dubai. You have family in Lebanon. How do you see the future of Armenians, whether it's in Armenia or in the diaspora, given that you've been in different parts of the world as well?
I think I really love it. For me, it's like it's a good thing to be an Armenian, you know? Like whenever you see a Yan, for me it's like there's a spark in my heart. Oh my God, you know, like whenever you're watching a movie or I don't know, you're just reading something and you see him, oh my God, it's Armenian, I need to talk to him, you know, I need to see him, I need to meet him. For me, that's a nice feeling. And being in Dubai right now and seeing like how the Armenian communities they're doing lots of good stuff, and being part of it, I think it's a good thing. You know, like you feel that there is a sense of community in a world that it's a full expat and everyone is hustling. You know, so like, you know, at the end of the day, you have a group of Armenian and they do events. Like it's being part of community. Yeah.
5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I don't like this question. Why 5?
Okay, one year from now.
No, I think time is moving very fast, and 5 years. Like if you asked me this 20 years ago, I used to be a kid, but like 5 years right now. Next year, I don't know where I'm going to be next year. I know because I have plans, but like I don't know. We can cut it over.
It is tough. Yeah. It is tough. You don't even know what type of jobs you'll need by that time. I mean, things will have changed completely. So it's a trick question. So you don't have to have an answer for that.
No, I don't have an answer for that. No, wherever life takes me, I'm ready for it. Because honestly, as Stephany, I used to plan every move, let's say. And then I was like, okay, do we need to be that tight with our career, with our personal stuff? Like what? Because when you plan every detail in your life, and if something goes wrong, you feel unbalanced. You feel like, okay, life
failure.
Yes. And I don't like that feeling. So right now, wherever life takes me, I'm happy to go and discover the journey.
Fantastic. Stephany, thank you for taking the time to be with me here today. But we're going to continue this conversation, hopefully, again in the near future. I'd like to see really how life unfolds for you. And I wish you all the best with your artwork and your work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephany.
Thank you.